Warning, 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 warning. Today's episode of Babbling On contains imagery of severe nasal congestion. Anyone sensitive to nasal issues or who has a problem with stuffed up voices should proceed at their own risk. Thank you.
I'm gonna talk about all the things that I wanna talk about. We'll just keep talking. We'll just keep talking. Just keep talking. Talking. For so long. Oh, we're babbling on. We're babbling
Good morning, New York City. This is Hilton Dresden here. I'm the host of Babbling On. And I'm joined today by one of the oldest sisters in the handbook. No, I meant in terms of... not age-wise. I just meant in terms of longevity of friendship.
Yeah.
Although...
Also the latter.
Also the latter. Shoots and ladders. Hey, it's Hilton, and I'm joined today. Please welcome to the podcast a comedian, a genius, and the mothership. My friend Drew Anderson.
Hi, love.
Hey, love.
This is the biggest pleasure of my life to be here with you.
Are you serious?
On this Wednesday?
Biggest of life.
I mean, one of.
Yeah.
Is that okay to say?
Yeah, that's fine.
And the
It's
mothership
perfectly
has
fine.
arrived.
The
and
mothership
she's here.
oh.
She's got a big load.
I was speaking of, I need to blow my nose like bad, and I'm moving down here. Like, hey, Drew.
Hi, Hilt.
How are you?
Good, Queen. How are you?
Fine, just fine.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here with you.
I'm really happy.
It's a dream.
I didn't get much sleep last night.
I know, you just told me. That's awesome.
I was
Sometimes
at
you
an
need
art
it.
studio,
Yeah, you're in an art studio.
which will be coming back up in the topic that we
Yes.
discussed. I feel,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, we always begin the episodes with a sociological survey called the 8.
Okay.
Are you familiar with this study?
No?
So this is where you are either Carrie, Miranda, Charlotte, Samantha, Jessa, Hannah, Shoshana, or Marnie.
Okay.
Or some combination.
Yes.
So what do you think?
Today. In this
Yeah, I
exact
think it
moment,
is kind of
the
in
8.
this moment.
Yeah, I love this game.
Yeah.
Okay, I would say right in this moment, I'm a shosh.
Explain.
Yeah. Well, I woke up this morning and I made a to-do list of all the shit I needed to accomplish today, which feels very Shoshana.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What time did you wake up?
I woke up at 7 a.m.
What the Christ?
What the Christ? 7 a.m. I made a checklist. I was supposed to work out, but it was gross outside. I've been playing tennis.
Totally.
But it was too gross.
Oh,
So,
tennis.
yeah, I've been hitting myself. I've been hitting against the wall.
We do have a siren passing. You've been hitting against the wall. And
Yeah.
does that feel like a hamster wheel type thing?
It does.
Yeah.
But it's a surprisingly good workout, good cardio. Because I just
Okay.
quit my gym, so I need a little something.
Which gym were you at?
I was at Grindhouse.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Why'd you quit?
I need to take classes.
Yeah.
I can't motivate myself to work out.
Yeah.
It's actually impossible for me.
Wow.
I need a class. So I would do Peloton, but I'm trying to build muscle. It wasn't working.
And you consider hitting ball against wall to be a class?
Well, it's free, honey, right now before I join something.
Okay,
You know
right.
what I mean? It's
I want to do
at-
something with you.
Yes. Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Because I need to start being
Physical?
Fit. Yeah, physical.
But you are fit. You are fit.
I mean, I'm fit, but
Yeah.
like muscle.
but doing
Yeah,
it. And
yeah.
it's good for your brain.
Yeah,
too.
total. Like I need that.
So I feel like very shosh
So you're
because I
shosh.
woke up, made a checklist of things I needed to do, was like feverishly checking the list.
Yeah.
Checking
And this,
it twice.
I mean, a lot of things must
do.
have involved me on that list.
Yeah. Actually, a couple things involved.
We've had
you.
a big,
Yeah,
we
got
have
a big day. Yeah.
We have a big day.
Yeah. And what about you?
Today, honestly, I guess I'm a Jessa after what I did.
Oh yeah.
After I was up all night
In an art studio.
in an art studio.
Babble.
Babbling on.
Then of course it was like disturbed.
Sure, but but that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have a night like that and it not be a little disturbed.
Yeah.
You need a little.
Little da da. Yeah, so I feel like Jessa
Yeah.
with maybe a little bit of that's also kind of a Carrie situation
It is.
to do.
It
Yeah.
is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carrie Jessa.
Carrie
Huh,
Jessa.
Not a bad place to be
Not
on
a
a
bad
Wednesday.
place to start. And by the end of the convo, it might be a different situation.
I think it will. Yeah.
Which leads me
Yeah.
to the big question,
Good
Drew.
question. Yeah.
What are you babbling on about today?
Today I'm babbling on some might say one of the greatest cinematic classics of all time.
Anyone who doesn't say that should die.
And it's funny because we've discussed favorite films.
Yeah.
And we boil it down to two films, one of which actually you've already had someone discuss.
T.
But today
Is the other.
is the other sister.
The other Boleyn film.
Oh, the other Boleyn girl. And the other Boleyn girl, of course, is the other Boleyn girl, of course, is the one and only Devil Wears Prada. For those who don't know, just Devil Wears.
If you don't know Devil Wears, as
Get
it's
a life.
colloquially known.
Yeah,
It's
Devil
the Devil
Wears.
Wears
Today we're talking about the
Prada.
Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway,
Vehicle.
Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
Couldn't be more excited.
Oh my
I mean,
god.
is there anything better in the whole world?
No, having just finished it
Yeah.
minutes ago,
Yeah.
nothing comes close.
The Devil Wears Prada is,
Devil Wears
and I'm not saying this.
Say the truth.
I'm saying the truth. It's the only movie that I will watch.
Yeah.
No matter what time of day,
No
where I
questions
am,
asked.
no questions asked. If I'm watching something else and I see that it's on, or that I see that it's available,
You
I'm gonna
switch.
watch it.
Yeah.
I switch.
You switch.
You know,
You
it's an
switch.
immediate switch.
It's a slash.
Is it a switch for you?
Yeah, if
You
I
agree.
see it
Yeah.
and I'm watching something else, which I don't know exactly
What
what
else?
situation I'd be in right
I know. It's like not on cable. Like, we're not like going through the
right,
stations on
right.
cable. Like,
But
that
if
doesn't
there were
happen.
two screens
Yeah,
in front
right,
of me,
right.
one was playing Devil Wars,
and one was playing anything else.
I would pick Devil.
Yeah, it's always the
It's
pick.
always Dev.
Airplane movie. Dev
Yeah, and also in home.
in home.
Did you see it in theaters?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so. The movie came out 2004, 5.
That's actually one
I'm curious.
stat I didn't
Oh,
bring with us to the table.
Oh, that's
which
okay.
I'm gonna Google now because
Yeah.
I do have others. Like,
yeah.
there's some
curious.
interesting stuff. I mean, I'm a Wikipedian.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm the Wikipedian
Yeah,
candidate.
totally.
And
Yeah.
so that's where I got all my info. It's a
Sure.
2006.
Okay, 2006. So that means, gosh, I hate to age myself, but 2006, I was.
Are we gonna do an aging?
Well, I had just turned 20. Like I was 21.
And
22.
I would have been 13.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
would've
sounds
been
right.
13.
That's wild.
I know. I want to find out who Meryl was up against because now that I'm on the IMDb, because obviously we're getting ahead of ourselves,
Yes,
but
yes,
she was
yes,
nominated for
awards.
Best Actress.
Yes.
And she didn't win,
She
but
didn't
I
win.
actually think this is probably my favorite of her performances.
I agree because just such a testament to Meryl. I think any other actress would have gone over the top.
Okay, this.
In the
Let's
portrayal.
start here.
Let's just start with her, and then we'll go from the top.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What Meryl is doing, and I think we were all like, "Oh my god! Like, how's she gonna play this Anna Wintour character? She's gonna be this like vicious, cruel woman, but she was so understated."
Which, were you familiar with Anna Wintour going into this? I was not.
No, like she kind of. I mean, I knew who she was, but she kind of brought her, I think, into the cultural conversation
Totally.
as this like greater than life person.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Meryl's performance was so calculated and easy and understated and perfect.
Well, I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, wow, this is so subtle.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I was like, almost to the point, if I can be really honest, where as a kid, I was like, is this too subtle? Like,
Right,
I don't
right.
like...
You don't understand like the nuance of the.
But then you rewatch it 8 million times
Yeah.
and you realize it's actually like a big performance.
Oh, yeah.
She's just talking softly.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah, totally.
And on the Wikipedia, actually, there was like a sentence that said something like the most exciting thing in the table read when they all sat down to read was when Meryl said her first line and everyone was like, oh, she's going to talk quietly.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, when she's like rattling off all the things she wants her to do, like for the day,
Yeah.
Emily or whatever.
Yeah.
Totally. I know that is. I mean, that's that first moment when we're all realizing what this is going to be.
It's that gag.
It's that gag.
What
And
is
then-
her
yeah.
first? Oh, her first line is, I don't understand why it's so difficult. And then she
Yes,
goes
yes,
into
yes,
this,
yes, yes,
and
yes,
it
yes.
ends with, who's that? About Anne, and then that's all. Well, we're getting ahead. We should go back to the very beginning.
Oh, totally. And then one
But
more
Meryl,
thing I'll say-
Meryl.
One more thing I'll say about Meryl is that the lore behind like Anne and Meryl's first meetup. You know about this? Let's get into that.
Yeah, let's do this.
Because
actually.
I don't know. I think it was in a report. Maybe like Anne Hathaway was interviewed, and she said when she first met Meryl was like really sweet to her, and like was like, "It's so good to meet you, Anne." Yada yada yada. And then as they were parting ways, Meryl was like, "Okay, that's the last time I'm going to be friendly to you."
Oh yeah, this
from
was in
this
the
point
Wikipedia.
moving forward.
Yeah.
Like I'll see you after we shoot.
Well, a few, which is heaven.
Yeah.
This is the only time Meryl went method, according to Wikipedia.
Yeah.
So, a few other things. Meryl, I guess at first they were concerned she wasn't going to be funny enough when they were casting, which I think is so insane.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that Meryl was a done deal from the start, but
Yeah.
apparently, like, they were considering Michelle Pfeiffer, Glenn Close.
Huh.
And then when they did do Meryl, there were like 100 girls up for the Anne Hathaway role. And one thing is Anne Hathaway like went into a meeting with a producer and traced with her finger in their like Zen garden in the office, "Hire me," with her finger while she was there.
Anne
Did that, which is
wild.
so classic Anne.
So like actually could not be more classic.
And
Anne.
there's a whole lot to say about Anne, but then this is something I know is from doing or transcribing an interview with Anne that someone else did years ago. The way that she got the role over everyone else was Meryl saw her in Brokeback Mountain
Interesting.
when she's in that scene of the phone call,
Yes,
like towards
of course,
the end.
blonde wig.
And
Never
Meryl
forgot.
saw that blonde wig.
Yeah.
And Meryl was like,
That's
that's someone I can work with.
And interestingly enough, this is a sidebar, but
Uh-huh.
Anne Hathaway got the role in Brokeback Mountain by writing a letter to Ang Lee
What?
saying, "Don't," because the only like big movie she had done prior to that was Princess Diaries. She wrote a letter to Ang Lee, the director, and was like, "Hey, like please don't like let my role in Princess Diaries like influence you in your casting. Like I want an opportunity to have a juicy, like grounded role." And she got the part.
And she's great in it.
She's great in Brokeback Mountain. She has
Yeah.
she has like 4 scenes.
I know.
But she's really good. That
she's
phone call
good
scene is
as
really
fuck.
good.
No, she's good as shit.
She's an amazing actress.
Yeah, she's really good. Well, I've always said, you know, my phrase is like, if she's Voldemort, I'm Bellatrix. Like, I never wavered.
No.
I
Say what
think
you will.
she's great. Like,
Totally.
everyone thought she was annoying, and I don't really
Interesting.
care.
Yes,
about
yes.
that. You know, like, I don't think she's annoying.
No.
And I think she's heaven.
I think she's heaven.
Although
too.
watching this movie, I was like, she's so beautiful, obviously,
Oh.
but it almost to the point where it's like, you look like you're a cartoon character.
Well, totally. I mean, that's the other element of this movie, that it was like 2006 was still that moment where like we weren't in a moment where we were accepting different body standards. So it was like they keep making jokes about her weight, her being overweight.
I know they do a lot,
and
of
that she looks. Even there's a flashback moment where she like you see how she's improved, her fashion's gotten better, and it's like they showed her at the beginning of the movie and she still looks good.
I know.
So it's
she
kind
was
of like,
always very pretty. Although her outfits at the beginning are atrocious.
We're bad, but
that plaid skirt.
Oh, yeah, totally. And the shoes, the whole thing was bad. But like even the before is still great.
Right.
Like I would love to look like the before.
Of course. I mean, her face is unreal. I did have to wonder though. I was like, what if it was someone else in the role? Like, what if it was Renee Zellweger?
In Meryl's role?
No, in Anne's role. Meryl, I wouldn't swap.
Was Renee up for it?
Not to my knowledge. I was just like thinking, like,
Of
who
other
else would
girls.
be good? Because like Anne isn't overweight.
Yeah.
Character's kind of supposed to be,
Right.
and neither is Renee Zellweger. But I just watched Bridget Jones's Diary, and so
she's
I was like
divine in that.
thinking of that.
I know. I'm trying to think of like alternate casting for Annie, or Andy. I would probably say like, who would be like a similar, like, I don't know, like, but like Rachel McAdams. It's like, she's too beautiful. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know who I would cast.
I think it would be Renee for me.
Renee.
Yeah. So let's kind of walk through this
Go through this.
chronologically,
Okay, we start.
and then we'll use that as springboards.
Great. I love that.
The first thing that happens is
KT.
KT, and even
Let's-
before that, low key, like 20th Century Fox, like
They don't do
that
that
part.
anymore.
I know that part's so fun.
They don't do that anymore.
I
People
always
are getting
love that
lazy
part of
with
movies.
the intro. The
Yeah, where it's like
credits. Yes. It really felt like you were going to the movies. It felt totally. And then we go right into it, and she's taking the steam off her bathroom
and brushing
mirror.
her teeth. And
we
I wrote down
hear-
she looks very human,
yeah,
if
yeah.
beautiful here.
And we hear one of the greatest songs of all
The
time,
great
the Katie
songs.
Tunstall "Suddenly I See," and
Yeah.
it's like you're in for something.
Yeah.
When that starts playing.
Oh my god, you do. Once
know?
you hear that, like
Yeah.
things are gonna.
Man, there's a map on the world.
There's
There's a map of the world.
And then, okay, in the second verse, when it's like, I feel like walking the world, like walking the world.
That was
really good.
One of your best.
But when that happens, don't you feel like it's really exhilarating?
Yeah.
Because it's like the song is building, and it's like, I feel like walking the world.
I know. And you see all the models juxtaposed to her, and it's
Oh my god,
It's
that
like-
montage. For the listeners who aren't understanding, it's like a bunch of women getting dressed.
Yeah.
Are they real, like beautiful women like that? Like it
I think
made their lives made me sick because it's not fair.
I think it's supposed to be like the most ideal wake up. Yeah, I think they're all
Right.
supermodels.
Right.
Yeah, we can't possibly measure up.
Which
to
like
that.
supermodels don't wake up and go to work at 7 a.m. Don't they? Like
No, I mean it was supermodels playing.
right.
People, you know? No, I don't think they're doing that. Yeah.
They play the entire song,
They play the entire song,
which
and then
is
at the end of
huge.
it, she's arriving for her interview.
Yeah, they get straight to it. And she's eating a bagel,
And then-
taking the train.
yes.
I thought that was funny that it's like that's the human version that she's
But
taking
she's
the
not taking a
subway.
car.
Right.
Totally. Yeah. She gets up, she goes to her, and then of course we meet the one and only
Yeah, let's do this.
Emily,
M.
who I know this is maybe crazy of me to say, second to Meryl, best performance in the movie.
I agree. I actually think she should have won
Yep. Was
the
she nominated?
Oscar. No.
Okay.
She was nominated for the Golden Globe.
Yep.
Meryl and Costumes by Patricia
Oh
Field
God, Sex and the City.
Sex and the
Let's
City.
hear it.
were
Let's
the
hear it.
2 Oscar noms.
And that's obviously well deserved.
Yeah.
The costumes are incredible, but Emily Blunt's performance in Devil Wears
Yes.
is
I
talk
think
about
by
funny
far her best work.
and funny.
Yeah.
With a capital F.
So funny.
The lines that she has in that movie are, I think, some of the best in the when she asks her if she has to go to an ugly skirt convention.
Yeah.
Like you don't give
She's so perfect when she's like, my favorite moments of hers are where like Anne will be like saying something and Emily's like over it and she's like,
yeah.
you can't hear that, you can't see this,
that.
but I'm like bobbing my head to the right and left and like making one eye go in one direction. She's like,
I know.
You know.
She's just perfect. And she doesn't really have, I don't think Synth has really had a moment to be funny as she did in that movie.
no, I guess the reason I'm kind of pissed at her right now is like I hated Oppenheimer so much,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
that's her only and her first Oscar nomination, and that to me is just absurd. Like she's not even in that movie, is she?
She does have one good scene at the end.
I was peeing.
I know.
during
I remember us
that.
talking about this,
Yeah.
and she does have like a kind of a great monologue, but it's like bring back the movies where women are like nominated for comedic roles because it's like just as impactful. But it doesn't happen a lot. It's like not since Bridesmaids.
Yeah, Melissa McCarthy. But you know what is funny? Renee Zellweger actually was nominated for Bridget Jones. Isn't that crazy?
I think that's amazing. Did you think that she?
I think
deserve?
it's deserved, but it's the same year as Legal, as Legally
Oh.
Blonde, and
And
Reese
Reese was
wasn't.
not.
So
I
I have to say, I
that
think
is
Reese.
interesting.
I think Reese as Elle Woods is a stronger,
I
more
agree.
important performance.
Although I think that for whatever reason, I think that movie is more lowbrow than Bridget Jones.
it's more
Renee
like
Zellweger led.
pure comedy.
And this was also before Reese was like really ahead. I think like pre her being like a real heavy hitter in Hollywood, where she was like, Oscar nommed, and this is pre Walk the Line,
She's having.
Don't get me started on that one.
I mean that
Reese is one of our best.
She-
there's no one.
she's kind of the number
she's the girl
one.
to watch. She can do it all.
One.
Really,
She's the woman.
she's the one. But anyway, back to Emily.
Yeah, Emily. Eye makeup, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
makeup. She's
Yeah.
looking absolutely beautiful, and we instantly learn her story, which is she wants to go to Paris.
Yeah.
That's her biggest
She
thing in
wants
the
to go to
movie,
Paris.
and don't we all?
And I mean, of course we do. I do. You do. Let's go, by the way. We should
Let's go to Paris.
So, there was one line I wanted to single out
Yeah.
in her opening scene where she's like, where Miranda is arriving unexpectedly, and like the driver and the facialist have like called and said, she's like, God, these people.
Yeah. They like ruptured a disc.
Yeah,
or
ruptured a
something.
disc.
Yeah.
Like it's, and it's like that I can't even talk about, because then we get to the Tooch.
Of course, and let's talk about the Tooch.
The Tooch arrives.
The Tooch. Yeah.
And it kind of could have been nobody else.
No, it could have been nobody else, and this is Stanley Tucci is a good example of it's like cast. Yes,
Sometimes
we should cast
you
gay
do need
actor,
a
but it's like-
straight
sometimes you need a straight guy.
guy.
Sometimes the best
Like
guy
an
for the
actual
role.
gay guy
Couldn't have done
might
that.
not have been able to.
Sometimes like cast gay actors in gay parts, but also it's like
Sorry, like Matt Bomer was
Would
gonna
not
fit this role,
No,
and
we
Is
needed-
there another gay guy? Like,
because you know what, we needed a little bit of tension, and only that's something maybe a straight guy can bring.
okay, so arrival of Miranda,
Arrival
like
of
the
Miranda.
Pellegrino.
Yep. We see her. We say like she's talking about how.
Her removing her sunglasses at the top of the elevator,
I
like
mean,
the music, like
the girl leaving the elevator. 'cause
The
she
girl
doesn't
leaving the
wanna- she's like, "I'm
elevator."
sorry." Yeah. It was.
Meryl,
I mean, just incredible.
absolutely breathtakingly incredible
Yes.
and
yes,
genius in every
yes.
way.
And then she's talking about the female like paratroopers or like.
Oh yeah.
She's like, can't we find any who are like they're all looking so dirty, tired, and paunchy. For like
Yeah, they get me dirty, tired, and paunchy. I want to talk like her. I want to have as many thoughts as her. That's what I was thinking. I was like, she's so smart. She has like 100 thoughts a second. Like, I want to think that actively.
I know she's moving.
Yeah,
and you can see
she's thinking.
you can see the wheels turning at every moment with her performance.
In a good way, though.
great way.
Because we have a mutual friend who once said that he doesn't like Emma Stone because you can see the wheels turning.
Yes, but I actually
In
actually
this-
think that's what makes a good actor. 'Cause
Oh, you think it's good when you can see the wheels turning in general? Is that what you're saying?
I think it depends on the performance, but sometimes it's like I can tell. I think I'm getting confused. The wheels turning,
Oh.
like they're not present. They're like thinking about what's coming next.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
I see. So do you think that is happening here with her or no? With Meryl?
Wait, what?
Do you think that you're seeing the wheel? Why did you bring that up? Because do you think you can see the
No,
wheels
okay,
turning, or-
so our friend Cole, who I
Yeah.
can bleep his name, thinks Emma Stone, you can see the wheels turning and it's distracting.
Okay, interesting.
And with Meryl, I don't think you can see the wheels turning as an actor, but as a character who's just like thinking.
Right.
Right.
About their next moves, like you can see that.
Yeah.
Yes. I totally
So we're on the
agree.
same page.
We're on the same page.
Okay, we're on the same page.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's everything.
God. Yeah, and what makes it interesting is that she's like, it's like she's thinking about what's going on, but then also is like one step ahead. Like
Yeah.
she's playing a game of chess.
Oh, totally. She's a chess player.
She's a chess player.
She's a chess player. She's on the chessboard.
She's on the chessboard,
And
making her
she's
next move. You know.
taking pawns and
And then it's like we're getting. I mean, in terms of the chronology of things, we're getting into the belt moment
oh
pretty
my God.
quickly after this, right?
Are we? We're at
Are we
the
there
belt
yet?
already. Yeah,
I
I
thought
guess we
so.
are. Yeah.
Like I
Is
think
that
that's
with
kind
the
of
jacket
first-
with the pink fluffy dress?
Pink fluffy dress, the cerulean belt.
Yeah.
There's that whole moment, and
Oh
that's
my
I think
God.
one of her great monologues in the movie.
And where do you land on? Are those two belts different?
They are, but they're not. Like I mean, to the untrained eye, it's like if I was in that room, like I probably would giggle too.
I know.
Don't you think? I mean, did
Yeah.
you think so? Did
No,
you
I
think
think
that
they're
they-
basically exactly the same.
the exact same belt.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
have like a different buckle.
Yeah.
Slightly.
the cerulean.
The cerulean moment.
The cerulean moment.
Which Meryl pushed to have added in.
It wasn't in.
Or like it was
oh,
a
interesting.
smaller, which is so weird.
Is it? It's not in the book, or it is.
I think it is in the book, which they bought the rights to the book before it was published in order to make it into a movie. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah,
They knew it was going to be something
yeah,
that was deserving of a movie.
yeah. I guess so. Because that's what's
Wow.
cool about this is it's like You are seeing this like small subsection of the planet that most people like never see. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of like such an obvious.
Is that, was that, is that
Holy
from
shit.
downstairs?
What was that?
That was a dog.
That was a dog, right?
But it feels in the room. It feels like a ghost.
That felt right
That felt
between
right.
us.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like we're alone in this room.
I feel a presence between us, and it's a dog.
It's
my
a
love.
dog, or it's Anne might be watching.
Yeah, Anne's watching.
She's
us.
very protective of her image.
her IP and her image. That is so funny. I didn't know that. Yeah, I mean it is. It's like, and this was also like 2006. It's like this is pre all those shows about like magazines, and like this is kind of the first little
Is this
look.
pre Ugly Betty?
Pre Ugly Betty, what's that like? What
What's
was
that?
the one about the publishing world that was kind of popular?
I don't think I'm familiar with that broadcast.
Yeah. Oh, the bold type.
Oh, the Bold Type.
Yeah.
I think Peyton likes that show.
Yeah.
Did you watch?
No, I didn't watch that.
No, I didn't watch that. I was watching 30 Rock.
You know who's in the bold type? Just to kind of
Julia
sidebar.
Louis-Dreyfus?
No, the girl from White Lotus, Megan Fye, I believe.
Megan Fye!
Megan Fye, huge friend of the show of the podcast.
I saw her outside a cafe in
did?
Echo Park.
Wow, and did she just look perfect?
Yeah, and she was with the boy who plays the son on White Lotus. Like the hot twink.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy. Yeah, right.
Are they dating? I think they
Oh my
might
God.
be.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, that's cool. I mean,
Yeah, they were together.
good for her. I think he's hot.
I think he's really hot. Oh my God, I need to.
Babbling on.
Something I have to say.
Yeah.
Just a few things here.
Yeah. Let's talk. Let's keep it moving.
Before Cerulean, there's actually a few things.
Oh
I
yeah,
wanted
sorry.
to
Didn't
point
mean to
out.
rush us.
No,
Did not mean to
all
rush
forgiven.
us.
All
Okay,
forgiven.
Okay.
Joanne from Rent, the gay guy from Mad Men, and
Oh, yeah, of
Mrs.
course.
Adrian Brody. Oh no, Grenier.
Oh yeah. Okay, Ms. We meet them.
We meet them.
She's telling them all
They
about her
exist.
job, and then of course we quickly learn that they are very quick to rag on Miss Andy about her new job,
Yeah.
which I always find kind of annoying. Like
I know. I mean, it's kind of a tired point,
trope,
but
the real villain, the
just
movie
kind of
villain.
like the real villain.
Yeah. Like I would be annoyed too if my friend was like suddenly wrapped up in this world that they didn't care about, but
But
like
also, you let people do
do
their
their
job.
let people do their thing, especially if she told them from the jump, I'm only doing this so that it can lead to writing opportunities.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be my job, but if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it well.
And anytime there's a work thing, it's like an automatic, like, of course, do your thing.
Yes.
You know, like,
Yes.
even if it is a crazy thing. Like,
Exactly.
especially the dad, when fasting forward,
Yes.
like,
when they go to the
why
show.
is he pissed at her?
Everyone's pissed at her ultimately.
I know.
Everyone's pissed at her because they want the best for her, but it's like, this is New York, honey.
I know.
Like everyone's working a shitty job that they don't want because you have to do that to make ends meet, and you hope it'll lead to something else.
But I guess what I kind of don't get about the movie's argument, maybe, or maybe I do get it, but it's like, is the movie trying to say that Miranda... What am I trying to say? Do you get what I'm thinking? a little bit?
Yeah. Well, I think what they're saying is like, ultimately, what the movie's trying to say is like, don't give up your morals and like what you're actually in search of, in order to like work this like job that you think is going to forward your career.
But it's like simultaneously being like, Miranda is a good guy and like all of this is valid, and then also like it's actually, I don't know, I actually am not able to form this thought. But
Well, I think that like in order to succeed in this media like magazine cutthroat world, like you do have to act the way she does, because like we're saying, she's playing a game of chess. She's always like one step ahead in order to stay in her like atop the to stay the queen.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think Anne Hathaway realizes that she doesn't actually want to do that. Like she doesn't want to play the game.
Yeah. She wants
to be a writer and like
Be a
talk
writer.
about like union issues.
and talk about the janitors union.
the janitors.
Which one?
Your piece on the janitors union was really something. I was like, what, girl?
I was just watching that scene.
Your piece on the janitors union really struck a chord with me.
When she first mentions the janitors union to Miranda, Miranda does this face and finger that's like...
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's crazy. It's actually like, I want to know like what Andy was like at Northwestern. Like, she was like, she was on the scene kind of getting quotes about the janitors union. She was a real like force on the campus.
She was like sort of the Rachel Berry of journalism,
the Northwestern Chronicle. Totally.
I think.
Yeah.
She's not as chill.
Oh.
Anyway, okay, so one thing is, I have to just say, when Emily says, don't just fling it anywhere, Kevin.
Yeah.
I also have to say, when she talks about, like, she now works at TV Guide.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would
Shade.
be happy to have a job at TV Guide.
Oh, totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's the joke. Is that, like, I would love to work there.
Oh, right. Oh, is that the joke?
No, it's not the joke. The joke is what you're saying, is that like, oh god, she works with TV Guide.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
But it's like, underneath that, it's like, wait. Is TV Guide hiring?
Yeah, it's like, I would work there in 2 seconds.
Literal.
That's a thing.
Like a perfect job.
Yeah.
Low stakes.
TV Guide hiring? Send Hilton a message.
Is there still a TV Guide?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cable died.
Damn. Cable died.
Shared.
Shart.
One thing also is when she's like, can you spell Gabbana? I'm like,
Oh my god, I wrote that down.
Can
you please spell Gabbana?
And I was like, why do you need the spelling? Like, you just pronounced it correctly, so like you know what they said.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just kind of a laugh, an LOL moment for the audience.
I guess that was just like one for us.
Yeah, one for us. One for the good guys.
Throwing us a bone. They threw us a bone with Gabbana.
And then, of course,
what?
we have...
What have you got for me?
I mean, just the creation, and I don't know if this is in the book, because I didn't read the book. Did you read the book?
No, but I should.
Meryl's...
My mom did.
Oh, she did. Did she love? I'm sure it's heaven.
I forgot.
Miranda Priestley's That's All.
Oh my god.
I don't know if that was in the book, but that is one of the great lines of anything.
Can we actually take a moment of silence?
Yeah, for That's All.
For That's All.
That's all. I mean, come on.
That's all. I mean,
and that I think isn't so encompassing of her performance.
The reference now.
You know?
Yeah. Oh,
that's everything you need to know about her. And
I don't think she did. I think until there's a moment where it goes from where she's not doing anything bad until what did I write down? Okay. I think that she's just doing her job and everyone needs to get over it. Until the Miami thing.
Of course, the hurricane.
And that's when she starts to turn nasty. And
then
she's like,
she turns
I
nasty.
hired this stupid fat girl. I mean, and it's like, whoa, girl. You need to chill out.
Yeah, I mean, that was the moment where it was like, things have shifted. We're dealing with a monster here. She's going to dinner with her dad. They're going to see a show. And then she's going to try to call the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
She's like, is that an option?
All right.
Yeah, that was when we kind of know, she's testing her. She's seeing what she can get from her. You know?
She's doing a test. She's a punisher.
She's a punisher.
She punishes people.
She wants to see who's going to take it.
Which I worry that I do that, Loki.
You think you do that?
Do you think I punish?
Give me an example, because I actually don't think so.
Okay, thank you. I mean, I guess, when have I punished? I don't know. Maybe, if I'm mad at someone, then I ignore them or something.
Babble. Babble.
I'm on the opposite end. I'm always worried people are mad at me. So I'm like...
Oh, I'm worried people are mad at me.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it's in order to deal with that, I'm a good text.
Okay, here's a question.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I want to say is that montage where she's throwing the coats on her desk.
Yeah.
And she's saying all these lines, go get Patricia or whatever. And she's like, have the brakes checked on my car. Have you ever noticed that line?
Yeah, it's so weird.
Like, it's like, why did you say have the
Why do you
brakes
say it like
checked
that?
on my car?
I don't know. It's so weird. And then, of course, we need to, I wrote this down and we need to discuss this at length.
What?
Giselle Bündchen. The Giselle of it all.
Yeah.
The issue of her.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I first watched, I remember watching it when I was like younger and being like, oh my God, Giselle's in this. Like, this is so fun. And then as an adult, I realized.
So you knew her already?
I knew her already.
Yeah.
She was the it girl, the it supermodel. But she's giving like a real bad performance.
Oh, really? I think she's good.
You do?
Yeah. I guess we're gonna have to agree to disagree here.
I wrote Giselle one of the worst performances. You're loving Giselle.
I thought
You're all
she
in for Giselle.
was like good in
kind of
it.
charming.
Yeah, I thought
Like,
she
just
was like
playing-
natural.
Oh, she's sort of playing a model.
I thought there was a naturalism.
Oh,
to
interesting.
the kid.
For
She
me-
actually isn't a model because
Oh right.
she was like, I'm only gonna do it if I don't have to play a model.
Oh, she
That's what,
said that
yeah.
to casting.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm being too hard on her.
you
'Cause
might be being a little.
She's
hard.
model first. She never said she was an actress. They begged her to do it. And
Yeah.
she was like, I'll
Well,
do
they
it.
needed people from the industry,
world.
and no one would do it because Anna Wintour,
I
like,
was like, I won't work with you.
yeah, like they couldn't film at a bunch of
God.
locations because of that.
Did Anna like send
MoMA.
out like cease and desist? Like, did they
I don't know
Oh.
exactly, but I think it was more just like a word of mouth, like
Don't do this, or I won't
And like
work with
no
you.
designers are in the movie except for like one or two.
And there's the made up. There's James Holt, who's a made up designer.
He's a made up one.
Interesting. I didn't know that. God, you really know it all.
Well, I just read
Some
through the
wikiing?
Wikipedia before this.
Interesting.
and There's a
Smart.
lot of interesting. I mean, this movie has a big lore around it
Does it?
because it kind of exists larger than just a movie in the sense of like it introduced people to Anna Wintour
As
who
a cultural
didn't know
phenomenon.
her, and
Yep.
it kind of like, yeah,
And also kind of ushered in films with like these demonic bosses.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
There
mean, it
wasn't-
is like an archetype now,
There
but I
wasn't-
think this was the first
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, Giselle Bündchen. Okay, so when she gets like eviscerated
Mhm.
and she's leaving and she's like gonna cry.
Yep.
And then she goes and visits Nigel and gets the makeover, which is obviously heaven.
Mhm.
I was noticing a really subtle head movement where she's walking past his office and then she like sees him and then she's like, oh, there's Nigel. Like, I don't think she was I think all my life I've thought she was going to see Nigel intentionally.
So do you think she was maybe going to give her like notice?
Yeah. I
And
think
she was going to quit.
I think she was about to quit there is what I
Yeah,
realized this
interesting.
watch.
God, you really.
I
you
tried
really
to
honed
look for
in.
the little
Yeah,
things.
you locked in.
I tried to find the
This-
little things because like people know the big things.
People know the big things.
You know.
Oh, so she noticed him, and then she was like, "Wait a second, let me go talk to my girl, and see if he has any advice."
Yeah. And then he's like, wake up 6. She's just doing her job.
Yeah,
The screenplay is so incredible.
totally. And she's like, "We're like, you only like deign to work, or like, is it that part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Something
that.
about
It's
like
that.
a million girls would want to."
But like what? Basically the thing she's doing wrong is like not wearing Chanel.
I mean, she's just like not putting her pussy into it.
She
You
needs
know
to
what I mean?
puss it
She
up.
needs to puss it up.
Like she needs to work harder.
She needs to work harder, but also like give a shit about what they're giving a shit about. It's more that. Like that means like dressing the part, just putting in the extra amount that's needed.
And then he says, darling, shall we? We have to get to the beauty department and God knows
There's
how
how
long
long
that's
that's gonna
going to
take. I mean,
Like,
one of the best delivery.
I mean, have you ever seen anything like it?
No, like it's pretty. Stanley's giving
Stan.
the tooch.
The Tooch
is tooching.
Meister.
The tooch is tooching,
The Tooch.
and the half is halfing. In that moment.
Half. Thou hath forsaken thy father.
Mhm.
She's just everything.
Yeah.
Like, she is good.
Yeah, she is. What makes Anne Hathaway such a good actress is that she's effortless, but also she's giving it. Do you know what I mean?
There's almost a huge amount of effort being
There's a
put
lot
in.
of effort.
Yeah.
It's effortless, and then it's so efforted. It's like,
There's an, yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like what I know people
She
are saying
lives
this like
her art.
it becomes like kind of hack to say this, but like I truly believe Anne Hathaway is a theater girl who is immensely talented. Like I think she obviously has that energy.
Is the implication being that a lot of theater girls aren't talented?
I mean, I think there are moments. I think there are a lot of I think there are a lot of theater girls who like can't back up the talent with how annoying they are.
Yeah. No, she's everything. I mean, Ella Enchanted.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Oh my
what other
God,
movies?
Rachel
Getting married.
One of the great, like, unbelievable
Honestly, The Dark Knight
performances.
Rises. Like, she was
yeah.
great. Everything she's ever done.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
been good.
she's fabulous. I think it's difficult for people to like want her to win because she has so much going for her and just has that energy. But then
her,
that
I mean,
earnestness.
it was really about her Oscar
Yeah.
speech. I feel like that made people turn on her, and like, I loved it when she's like,
It came true.
It came true.
Which we actually,
Which we
Hilton and I refer
say
to
all the
almost
time.
daily.
Yeah.
But
like,
for
that's
mundane
you.
things, of course. Came true.
Like, I got
Yeah.
a coffee.
Yeah, or like it took me like only 3 goes at my douche. It came true. It came true. Like, you know, it could be anything you want it to be. You know, girl. I don't have to tell you.
True.
It came true.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
And again,
to
this
me.
movie has been discussed so much
Yeah.
that it's like these points have maybe been made before, but like did Stanley really give her that many clothes that she suddenly has enough to wear a new outfit every day for that montage?
Well, that's like, of course, the beauty of cinema,
Right.
where it's sort of like
I guess it's
understood.
suspension of
Yeah,
disbelief.
it's suspension of disbelief. But like, I feel like if you were to raid the closet at Vogue, they'd probably only give you like 5 or 6 things. No, but she's fully head to toe new outfit. She's doing it.
And then she holds the door open while there's a rack going past, and she does like the body slant. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like that was everything.
Yes, yes. She's working it. Like
She
suddenly
works it.
she's everything.
And when Miranda looks at her with her new
Yes, her new look.
outfit, she makes the most insane facial expression in response. She's
Why,
like,
what does she look like?
she's like almost like
Her lip kind of goes up.
her lip kind of goes up in her eyes, and she's kind of like, yeah, like this is it.
This
Like,
is what we need you to do.
Yeah.
We asked you to understand, you know? Understand the assignment. And now you know, girl.
and
Now
then
you know.
Christian
and then of course
Thompson.
we get in Christian Thompson.
Oh,
we
okay.
get the book.
the book.
Let's talk about the
Let's talk about the book.
book. Because then we get, of course, the first time we meet the evil twins, the evil redheaded twins.
The twins.
We'll
Which
talk about the
There's
Now, do you
things.
like the twins? Like, what's your feeling on
Yeah,
the twins?
regarding the twins.
Regarding the twins. Let's talk.
I think like
Oh, I'm laughing already. I don't know why.
with the twins.
Let's talk about them.
I'm glad you brought it up. So one thing is she's always like, oh, what are my twins gonna do with that? And I always think like her boobs, because you know that photo where it's like the enhanced
Yeah,
boobs of the three of them?
course.
Yeah.
At the
So I'm always like Miranda's talking about her boobs with the twins. But regarding the children, the actual redheaded twins, one, I think their red hair is a little off-putting. I love redheads, but like
It harkens back to.
she seems too old to have kids that age.
Sure.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's be real. I mean, you're right. I mean, we don't want to age shame anyone
No, but like,
But
when did she
something's-
have them?
because they're looking like they're what, 10,
Yeah, and she's
and Miranda's 60.
got white hair.
So she's probably. So it's like, did she have them when she was 50?
50?
Did she hire a surrogate? Did she hire a surrogate? Did she?
Did she?
adopt?
Did she?
Also, her husband, who's hot, I find him
Oh,
hot.
I need
to
him.
suck.
I need his
him, by
load.
the way. I need that load. But
Oh, I
he doesn't
need him
have
hot.
red hair. Like, neither of them have red hair.
I know, it
Of
doesn't
course,
make sense.
where did the red come? My investigative discovery. Where did the redhead come? Where did the red come from?
Did you dig into that?
No, girl. It wasn't on Wiki. Was it on Wiki? Did they talk about the red
They
hair?
didn't mention that on Wiki, but they did mention that Meryl's real daughter,
Has red hair.
a girl we
Yeah,
know to
of
be
course.
in the Gilded Age. Oh, a bird just hit the window
Oh shit.
or something. She plays
Gummer
a
girl.
barista. The
Gummer
Gummer
girl.
girl
Mhm.
plays a barista in her film debut, and it was cut.
Oh fuck. Well, it's fine. Like,
Is that
it's okay.
tea?
That's definitely tea. That's definitely tea. But it's also like, do you want that to be your film debut? You know what I mean? Well, sure, you'd want it
I
maybe,
mean,
but
yeah.
Oh,
Sounds like
but
the
was it a big
perfect debut
scene?
for me.
Yeah. Do you think
Barista.
What was it? I wonder what happened. We'll never know.
I don't know.
So she drops the book off, and
She
the
drops
little
the
redhead
book. Yeah.
girls say, "We'll take it.
Yeah.
Just give it to us." And Anne gets so confused, and it's this kind of
There's the tables
Moment.
with the flowers.
tables with the flowers. There's 2 tables with the flowers. She
which,
doesn't know
like,
which
that
one,
is
right?
confusing. We've all been there.
We've all been there. We've
Like, you
all
were
been-
basically there when you ate the Cheerios.
Of course. Oh yeah, sure. The incident of incidents.
The incident.
That did happen.
That's basically
Ate a
what
10
this
in
was.
cereal. That's exactly.
Drew was
on
a
a showing.
like a
Yeah.
real estate agent.
Property.
Is that
Yeah,
fair to
works at a
say?
property management office.
And you ate a tenant's
Mhm.
Cheerios.
On a showing, got fired within a day. There was footage.
Getting fired happens.
Oh, it happens. It really does happen. It's hard, but it's part of life.
Yeah,
It's really part of life.
happens all the time.
Yeah. Yep.
So book is dropped.
Book is dropped.
Rage ensues because Anne sees Miranda having a terse convo with
Right.
Lodi.
Right.
That's the
With
load
Lodi.
giver.
Load giver.
Her
that we
husband.
want. And then she comes back to the office.
And there's a punishment.
Oh, there's a punishment,
And
honey.
it's go get the new Harry Potter.
And before that, I just want to bring attention to Miss Emily Blunt's line. Why didn't she just get into bed with her?
Yeah,
just
yeah,
climb
yeah.
into bed with her, which I thought was very funny.
And I wanted to mention an Emily Blunt line. I forget what she's saying, but Anne is saying something. Oh, it's about like when her dad is there or something. And Emily goes, yeah, whoopee.
She's doing great work. Okay, so then we get to Harry Potter.
The punishment of Harry.
The punishment of Harry. Tasking Andy with getting the manuscript of the newest Harry Potter, right?
Right. Which I was like, yeah, Anna Wintour
Would do that.
should have that.
Right.
But also,
Making her life hell to try to get it.
but then also, Christian Thompson is so hot.
Now let's talk about Kristen Thompson.
What is your thinking on Christ?
When I watch it, I'm like, I know I should be attracted to this man, and it's like obviously would like love to roll around
I
with
knew
him.
this was coming.
But
yeah.
I'm not like over the moon into him. I'm
I
going to
knew
be
this was
honest.
coming.
But you are.
Well, I was
With
like
Christ.
you. I was
Yeah.
one of you up until this viewing, as I was like, yeah, like
Christ.
he's not that hot. But then I watched it this time and I was like, let me really look. Because I feel like up until now, I've kind of been like, he's been kind of a blur. I've been focused on Anne. I've been like, there's that guy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really have time to think about him.
Right.
Like, I need to be
I know.
paying close attention to Anne.
You're a girl on a mission.
And this time I was like, you know what? I've seen the movie enough times. I'm trying to pick up on
Christ.
subtleties for the podcast. Let me look. And when I looked closer, I realized, oh, he has everything that you need.
Yeah, when they're in Paris and he's shirt off, wavy
my
blonde hair, big
God.
blue eyes, kind of muscular but not too muscular.
And he kind of has like
He
a
has
scar.
on his stomach.
Okay.
I
loved
clocked
the
his tea.
scar.
I clocked
Men
that tea.
have stomach scars
I
all the time. What
know,
is that?
it's
Is that like a liver
appendicitis.
thing?
Appendix. I think if you have your appendix
Like-
taken out,
If I had
That's
a nickel
hot.
for every guy with a stomach scar,
you'd be
I'd probably have
20
like
bucks.
35 cents.
So Krish was hot.
He was very hot because I
okay.
love blondes.
Yeah, you like blondes.
That's
That's fun. I know it's fun. It's fun.
And also, okay, when they're in Paris, we're jumping, but
Yeah.
who gives a shit? Like, fuck the rigidity of
Yeah,
structure.
time.
And they make out, and she's like, no, like,
Yeah.
I can't. And then they make out more, and she's like, no, like, I'm too drunk. And he, like, rapes her.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was really hot. And
Yeah.
also, she needed to shut up. Like, she was talking too
I
much.
know. He needed to do that.
Because then she's like,
You need
now
to
I'm
kiss
out
her.
of excuses. It's like, girl,
Girl,
like,
just do it.
just
It's okay.
live
You're
in
on
the-
break from Grenier.
live in the. You're on break from Grindr. Grenier.
Grenier.
The Grenier girl.
The Grenier girl.
What? Grenier? It's
Yeah.
like,
I know.
what's tea?
What's tea with Adrian?
Yeah.
What's the tea with Adrian? I don't know. He's just kind of an annoying, like oafish,
We need
like
to talk
cook
about Adrian.
who like is just not quite getting it. He doesn't quite get
There's
her.
something about him
Yeah, that you're into or not.
that I'm not.
Interesting. Did you watch Entourage?
I didn't.
Oh,
Did you?
yeah. I just
And-
finished it actually.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I
Does
finished the
he
whole
eat
series.
up the scenery?
He eats. He's just like charming and like is hot and is constantly fucking in the show. So it just kind of
Wait, I'm gonna
yeah.
watch
I
that.
actually think it's a good show. I think it's a good show. But he in this role is kind of like forgettable, you know?
Couple little things
Yeah,
I want to point
sure.
out.
Let's talk.
Just since we have the chance.
Yeah.
When they're in the meeting and she's like florals for spring groundbreaking,
Yes.
there's a siren going by. When the meeting is happening
Mm-hmm.
with the florals for spring groundbreaking line,
Yeah.
she's like, Winter Wonderland, nothing wonderful about it
that.
yet. And the guy she's talking to, who's like one of the editors, she says like, nothing wonderful about it yet. He's like, oh, Okay, I'll look at it. And it's like, he's so defeated.
I know.
And it was just hysterical.
Historical. And you know who that guy is?
No.
Very famous theater director.
What?
Yeah. Name? Can't tell you right now. Very famous theater director at the Public Theater.
Must not be that famous.
And then, of course, we get,
Yeah.
I think in terms of
Come on.
chronology,
Do it.
then, of course, we get to Emily is sick. She's spewing her
There we go.
germs all around the office.
I was hoping you'd bring this up.
I remember Miranda asks for an antibacterial wipe.
Yeah. Oh, God. When she does that, it's like, that's how you speak. And then Andy's like, how's your sickness? And Emily is like death warmed up. Did you ever clock that before?
I did.
Oh.
It's
So you knew.
perfect line. I knew that line.
You knew.
I knew.
And
Was
you
that a new one
didn't
for you?
bother to say anything?
No, never came.
That
to
was a new one for me. There were
Yeah.
several new things
Yeah.
for me on this
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
Like there just simply were.
Yep. And
Like
so
death warmed up.
then of course we learn that it's Granier's birthday that night.
It's Granny
It's
B
Gran's
Day,
Gran's birthday.
and they're both gonna need to be attending. Which is that the Met Gala that they're at?
It feels like something like that.
Yeah.
Something like the Met Gala, a big night where
Because the Met Gala didn't used to be like as well
Grandiose.
known as it is now.
Totally,
I feel.
totally.
And
No, it
also, I feel
wasn't.
like it has passed its prime too. Like it's no longer.
Yeah,
really
I
that
agree.
important.
I agree. And they're inviting just like TikTokers and like
Yeah.
doesn't have the same.
Like Gaga doesn't
Gravitas.
go anymore.
No, certainly not.
Yeah.
Certainly not.
So I just want to say when she walks home from that, and if there's more to say in that scene, but like she walks in with a lit cupcake. So maybe he can chill out a little. And also, how did she have a flame in the hallway?
I don't know. It's unclear. Like, did she have a lighter in her pocketbook? Like, she lights and then he's pissed when she walks in and she's late. But it's like, I know it's your birthday. I'd be upset too.
I'd be upset.
But
be
legitimately,
really upset.
like that's fair. It's fair that he's upset. But also, it's like it's annoying because it's like she's doing her best.
I think she should just be with Christian.
You love Christ.
I'm a
You're
Christian.
Christ. You're a Christian. You're a Christian.
No, I'm not. I'm not religious at all. I disavow.
That actually doesn't
any
make.
religion.
That means you just love Christian from.
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
say you're Christian, you
When
love
I say I'm
Christian. The Devil Wears
Christian-
Prada.
Yeah, that's my religion. Because you're my religion.
Yeah.
He's everything. Is he
Yeah.
your number one suck in the film, or are you gonna do
Christian?
James Holt?
We didn't even talk about.
I know,
James
can we-
Holt.
I
think
know.
James Holt is one of the hottest men on earth. That
Yeah,
actor is
he is.
hot as
What?
fuck.
He's in
He's
something
been
else I saw.
He's been in a bunch of
recently.
things in that time. I don't know where he is now.
Is he in Dune? No.
I don't know. Do you know what that actor's name is? He's divine.
No, he's one of the nameless.
He's one of the nameless, but one of the hottest, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I
my number
agree.
one in Devils. No,
He's your
no
number.
questions asked. Yeah.
Except you kind of forgot about.
Well, let's go through them. There's Stanley. There's
There's
Chooch.
There's Chris.
There's Adrian.
There's 80.
There's the guy from Mad Men.
Which he's not the gay guy. He's just like
There's Andy's dad.
the graphic
There's
designer.
Andy's dad.
Oh, which
There's
we
Miranda.
forgot to talk
And
suck
he's-
factor on him. Also, we forgot to mention she
Suck
does
factor.
slam a car door on him. Like
and,
that.
and he's pissed about it. And I would be
That
pissed about it
is
too.
when I'm like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
get pissed.
Yeah, he's hot. He's suckable. I think suck factor for him. What are one
Suck
least
factor?
10 most?
Yeah.
He's probably a 7 for me.
He's actually like low. He's one of the few who I'm like,
You don't need to.
I don't need to suck you, queen.
Okay, got it. And then of course there's the there's the boss of the magazine. Who, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he's not a sucker.
He's not a
on my
sucker.
end.
Okay.
He's more
Anyone
like a wormtail type. Speaking of Harry Potter, which I'm
Yeah.
so glad they acknowledge Harry Potter in this movie. Like it's just nice because I'm a huge
Have a cultural
Potter.
reference. Yes.
A huge clay.
Yeah.
Clay.
Is that what it
Potter.
is? Potterhead?
Yeah, I was gonna try and do like clay pottery
yes.
wheel.
Yes,
thing.
yes. Sure.
But I love Harry Potter, even though
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling can
In
fuck
rotten hell.
herself to
she
death.
can. Fuck herself to death.
What was I saying?
So we were talking about suck factor. We're talking about
Oh yeah, okay. Christian James.
James,
the worm-tailed
the worm-tailed.
type.
Yep, the dad.
Are there any other men in this?
No, like those are the big. Oh yeah, the Mad Men guy. Those are the big. Those are the heavy hitters.
I
in the
actually like
movie,
can't think of another man
Yeah.
in the film,
No.
which is heaven.
which is great. I don't need men.
Like for once,
Really.
we're passing the Bechdel test.
Yep, it's mostly women. It really is. I
Yeah.
mean, it is passing the back to life. I mean, I think the big drama is between Andy and
It's
Miranda.
it's certainly
Yeah.
passing the Bechdel.
Oh, sure.
But you'd be surprised how few things are. Because I find myself watching things and being like, is this passing the Bechdel test?
Yeah.
And it's like in June, for example, which you've seen it, right?
I saw the first, not the second.
Oh, you haven't seen the second.
No, I haven't.
Can I? This
Yeah,
is a tiny
Please,
spoiler.
That's okay. I don't think I'll see it
Because
to be
I've seen
honest.
it 3 times
wow.
just
The
because
second
of
one?
something. Yeah, the second one. Just because like
Yeah,
people
why not?
kept
Invite
being
you.
like, "Do you want to go?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, like I would
You
love
loved it.
to be with a friend."
Yeah.
And I didn't. I mean, I loved it, but like I didn't need to see it 3 times. I
Uh-huh.
was just like, I want to be with my friends, and
Yeah.
that's where they're gonna be.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, there's this part. The mom gets pregnant, and she like can talk to her baby and like hear the baby,
Wow.
basically. So like the baby, she'll be like, "Your sister says she's hungry," or like whatever. And I think the moment that the film finally passed the Bechdel test was like 2 hours into it. Because with the Bechdel test, it has to be 2 women talking in a scene about something that isn't a man.
Yeah.
You know, like it can't just be 2 women talking about a man. They have to talk about something that isn't a man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the first time that that happens in the film, and maybe the only time, is when the mom is like watching this sandworm ritual, and the baby, I guess, says something to her in her mind, and she goes, "Quiet."
It's the only time.
I mean,
That is
was the
so
first time I
funny,
clocked it.
Hilton. So every other moment is about a man. They're talking about a man.
Yeah. So then I tweeted
Gosh,
like
yeah.
a still of the mom saying "quiet,"
Uh-huh.
and I said Bechdel test passed, but no one really got it.
Interesting. Maybe it's too specific of a moment.
You think?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't understand that because I don't know
Right.
the story or the movie or what
'Cause
she's
it,
referring
it
to.
low key
Does it-
flopped right now again.
No, but with the explanation,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do that on a tweet because it's like that's not how Twitter works.
Yeah.
But with the explanation, like I get it.
Like it's
You're
too-
soaring. The joke is soaring. I just wouldn't know. Like if I saw that tweet, I would be like, huh?
Yeah.
But that's okay.
By the way, Jacqueline Fourier's
Yes,
haircut
let's talk about
is not
Jacqueline.
correct.
Okay,
on my end.
they meet Jacqueline at this event, this Met Gala
Yeah,
event.
which
And
Meryl's
it's looking
neckline
gorgeous.
of that
Her
V
décolletage.
off the shoulder, the
Ugh,
décolletage. Oh,
never looked
God.
more beautiful.
Yeah.
And they all look gorgeous, actually.
Yeah.
And thin as ever. Like her diet of what was it?
Cheese cube.
Yeah, is looking incredible.
I want
Emily,
a cheese cube.
we meet Jacqueline Follet
Jacqueline Fourier.
with her like it's like the gray streak.
It's disgusting.
It's not. She's not looking good. And then of course there's a weird back and forth between them. You can tell there's a little bit of tension that has built. We don't know what's going on.
Oh, Jackie
Jacqueline
and Mare.
Yeah, Jack and Mare.
Jack and Mare.
Maretown.
Mare of
Mare of East.
Jacktown. Should we rewatch Mare?
I loved Mare. You know who's like are you watching her new thing on HBO?
Oh, it was so fucking awful.
what's
I watched
going on?
one
Why is
episode and it's
everything
like,
bad?
no.
Like
Not watching
why is
this.
it? I mean, it's on HBO.
Yeah. It's
They
called
usually hit-
The Regime.
They usually do pretty well, but like,
HBO gets it right typically, but that show was so fucking
do you know what we
boring.
really need another one of
Big
is
Little Lies.
Big Little Lies Summer. But Big Little Lies Summer, that you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like rushing
summer.
home to watch Big Little Lies on a Sunday, the excitement, the like, what's gonna happen?
I mean, same with Mayor of Easttown Summer. Like that was the summer we all like came out of COVID and we're going to Thai tea.
That
And I
was the
remember
same
like
summer?
going home from Thai tea
To watch Mare?
like blackout drunk to
watching Mare.
watch Mare.
Were people as excited about Mare as Big Little Lies? Like, was it?
No, Big Little Lies is on another level from Mare.
But
Big
I
Little
also
Lies
love
is
Mare.
everything.
No, it's everything. There's nothing
Like I would
it.
say
Nicole-
if I'm picking 3, it's
Yeah.
Sex and the City Girls and Big Little Lies.
Okay, speaking of Big Little Lies, I don't think I told you this, but I did see Shailene Woodley the other day in my neighborhood down the street. Are you hearing me? Yeah.
What?
Yeah, bitch. I was walking down the street and I
And
saw
you
Shailene.
Are waiting till now.
I know. I saw Shailene.
I thought you said you were an active texter. You couldn't have shot over a message.
Shailene, I'm just going to give you I'm going to like set the scene a little bit. I'm walking down the street around the corner from my apartment. I see a woman. She's wearing like jeans, very casual, sweatshirt, like a long coat. It's one of those, it was on a chilly day, baseball cap. I don't clock that it's her originally. And she has an away rolly suitcase. and then I see her walk, and she's like putting in a code into a building as if maybe it's an Airbnb or
She has a suitcase.
friend. She's a suitcase, so she's here for a bit.
But
I
she didn't
think.
have someone else carrying her
No.
suitcase.
No, but she had
Good
note
for her.
about her, like was very down, seemingly very down to earth. And I wanted to say something,
That
but it's like
feels
I can't
earthy
say
of
something to
her.
her. I wanted to be like, "You big fan," but then it's like, "Am I a big fan?" You know, in those moments when you see a celebrity and you want to be like, "I'm a huge fan," and it's
It's like, wait, am I though?
but it's like, are you?
Right.
I'm actually not a huge fan. I think she's a good actress. I think she's
I think she's good in Big Little Lies, but no, I'm not a huge fan.
That's where it kind of begins and ends for me.
Same.
But I do think she's very good in that show. I think she
So
gives
do
a
I.
good performance.
Oh, I think she's good, and I think she kind of
Yeah.
has
moments.
one of the hardest roles.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Agreed.
yeah, it's
Agreed.
intense, and it's also
Yeah.
like kind of
She's playing a young
the
mom.
more plain
Yep.
character.
Yeah.
I actually saw on Monday night. So I went to the Met Opera,
yeah.
which, okay, a few things.
Yeah. Let's talk.
One was I was walking down the sidewalk and I walked past Amanda Seyfried.
Going to the Met.
No, she was like outside the movie theater up there.
And how did she look?
She looked tiny, which is always how it is with these famous people.
She's like 5 feet tall.
Do you think that's because we like inflate them to be a bigger size in our
Yeah.
heads,
Yeah,
or is
because
it
you
just
see-
like
You see them in the movies,
they're small?
and they seem larger than life
Yeah.
on a screen.
She was really small. Second thing was at the bat. Oh, I need to blow my nose. What was I saying? My friend,
saw
my
Amanda.
friend danced in the opera.
Oh my god.
My friend who has always dreamed of being a dancer.
Oh.
It was so great. But you know what? There was this couple in front of us making out and sucking each other's fingers. And what I kept saying was,
You're
when
kidding.
people were like asking about them, I was like, they weren't Giselle Bundchen.
Right.
Like Giselle
Right.
Bundchen had been coming up a lot because I was like,
Right.
they weren't Giselle. Like,
Sure.
I don't want to,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
be a
Yeah.
bitch, but like they weren't Giselle, if you
Sure.
catch my drift.
I'm catching it, girl.
And they were sucking each other's
Sucking each other's
fingers
Fingers.
during the show.
That's
By the way, it's
foul.
like a 4-hour fucking
Yeah,
show.
the
I
whole
fell
time?
asleep during it.
Yeah. 4 hours.
Yeah.
2 intermissions. Or
Technically, 1 full intermission and then 2 side intermissions, so 3.
that's a long show.
And it's in
It's a lot of sucking fingers.
French.
4 hours. Sucking fingers.
And it was not right. We had to move.
Oh,
We
you
moved
had to move.
seats
Okay.
because we couldn't handle
Something was happening.
it. Yeah. Okay, so Paris
Okay, sorry.
happens.
We're getting to Paris. And we, of course, one of the great... The music in this movie is worth talking about because it's,
Completely.
from honestly top to bottom, perfect. That moment where they play the U2 song, like City of Blinding Lights.
Oh, yeah.
They do that montage when she arrives. It's like
The music
incredible.
is really good in this.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So we see the montage, the U2 song plays, she arrives, and then it's kind of like, what is it? It's like almost instantly into, what is it? What happens when they
what are you
first arrive?
asking?
What happens when they first arrive in Paris?
I'm completely drawing a blank. Like, what
the
happens?
fuck happens? We see the montage, her driving around, and then she's like,
Wait,
"Oh,"
what
and then
do
I
they
think,
do
"Oh, I know
there?
what happens." They go to the runway show, and then she meets Christian Thompson backstage, and he invites her to go get a drink, and she's
Yeah.
like, "I'm really busy," you know. And they
Yeah,
ask
she
Miranda.
plays it so
Cool.
correct with him in terms of hard to get.
I know, honey. If Christian, I mean, even though I'm not really that into Christian, if he came up to me at like backstage, I'd be like, "What the fuck right now?"
Well, this was why it kind of upset me because it was like when they meet at the party and he's like flirting with her so hard. I'm like, this doesn't happen
No.
in real life,
No.
right? And if
Or
it
s-
does, I'm pissed because it's not happening
to me.
To me.
No. The whole idea
Like, that
of, like,
doesn't happen, right?
No. Of someone like pursuing you.
Of someone walking up to you and being like a supermodel at a party and being like,
Thank you for a
you're
drink." Right.
sexy.
Right. And being like, "Can we get a drink?" And then you having the thought of saying no, or like being like, "I'm busy." Like I've actually never said that to anyone
I'm busy.
in person, unless I'm like really not into them, which of course
I'm busy.
does happen. I'm sorry, I can't right now. I'm busy. But that, like, she keeps being like brushing him off is like such a slay move. Like she killed it,
Yeah, she killed it until
of course.
the end.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so when they do finally fuck, and then the next morning, there's just something I have to point out, which is she sees the runway
Mock-up.
mock-up, and she, in the most like hoarse grunt in the back of her throat, kind of the way Ariana for a second goes, oh fuck, what is it? In Eternal Sunshine on one of the albums, she's like, now we play our separate scenes. Wondering what. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that, like accessing that back part of the throat, Anne goes, what the hell is this? About the runway mock-up. Did you clock that?
I wish you should actually find that line and play it
I'll
for
put
your
that
listeners, like if you can.
I'll put that
I know
in.
what you're talking about. It's
What
kind of like
the
those
hell
like
is this?
Bonjour, madame.
What the hell is this?
What does it look like?
what the hell is that?
Like it's completely a
Vocal
different
fry?
voice from her. The rest of the movie is like, what the hell is this?
I know.
Got meth.
Yes.
up.
Yes, it was like she was digging into the part of her that's probably hungover, just waking up.
She dug in.
She dug in. She dug her heels in. And
She
then
did
he
the
was
digging.
like, he's like, baby, like, what do you think we're doing here? Like, come on. You think that Miranda's going to last? And then she's like, don't call me baby.
I
Remember?
know.
I love that.
What do
Don't
you
baby
think of
me.
that? Yeah. Where
When
are
she
you
says-
at with I'm not your baby?
I thought it was like, I thought it was kind of great.
Yeah, it's kind of heaven.
It's kind of heaven that she does that. Of course, if someone called me baby that was hot, I'd be like, if you want, I'll fuck again if you want.
I've lately my thing has been saying I love you, daddy,
I love you,
to
daddy.
people while I'm having
Dude,
sex with them.
That's really hot.
I've been
You
saying,
say I love you, daddy. Yeah.
And sometimes they say it back, but yesterday he didn't.
Sometimes they say it back. Is this even like first time
Yeah.
fucks?
Oh, it's only first time.
That's actually kind of progressive in a way. You're sort of like whatever.
I decided like
do.
I'm gonna start saying I love you
you.
and just see, and
Yeah.
people are kind of down.
And
Of course,
people
they
are-
don't mean it, bastards.
But you're still saying it, and you're seeing what comes from it, and I think that's great. Also, there's different kind of love. You're not saying like, you know what I mean? It's like in that moment, you're saying like, I'm loving this moment. I'm loving your dick inside of me, or vice versa. Or are you actually meaning love?
Well, I was
I'm meaning
thinking love.
So,
I thought love.
You're like, I thought love.
Could that be the title of
I
something?
thought love.
I was thinking love.
I was thinking love.
Let's write a
That's
rom-com
cute.
called I Was Thinking Love.
I love that. I love that.
You
I
were
was thinking love.
Thinking love on that?
I was thinking love on that.
I kind of love that.
I love that too. Put that in your. Write that down.
I'll write that down.
Write that down. I was thinking love.
Hey Siri.
So, yeah.
Where's Siri? Ugh, just write it down.
Oh fuck.
Just write it down here. I was thinking love.
So okay. So Anne gets this news. She grunts that line, and then she, in a flurry, tries to get in touch with Miranda to let her
She
know
flurries it out.
that she knows that she's going to be replaced by Jacqueline Follet.
Jacqueline Follier.
A fun name to say.
Yeah.
She keeps trying to call her. She bangs on the door to try to get in touch with her. And the what did you say? What did you call him? The Weasley guy.
Wormtail.
Oh, sorry, the Wormtail.
Yeah, that's worms.
She's like, what? How dare you? And I'm in a meeting, and then she does eventually find her. Tells Miranda about what's going on.
And Miranda's like, do
Okay.
I smell freesia?
yes. Ah.
Let's start saying that. When you like hear something and you don't feel
Yes.
like responding,
I love that.
you
That's
go,
the new thing.
do I smell freesias?
I love that.
Wait, I love
That's
that.
genius. And only the real ones will get it.
Let's try
Okay,
just to
let's do it
see
today.
if we can do it.
In this meeting.
Well, you say something
Yeah.
that like
yeah.
say
Yeah, sure.
something
I'll ask
that
you a
I
question.
wouldn't
Okay.
care about or not want to respond to.
Okay. Let's see. How's like the job hunt going? Like, are you finding any?
Do I smell freesia? Yeah, it works.
Babbling on, babbling.
So you get in touch with Miranda, and then of course we have the big announcement at the luncheon. And this is kind of
It's announcing time.
it's announcing time.
It's about damn time.
Yeah.
Do I smell freesia?
And then of course, okay, so they introduce
Yeah, this.
her, and this is a real shitty
betrayal
moment.
of
The betrayal of
Nigel.
Nigel. We have Miranda. She says she's created this new position to head the James Holt brand, and
Yeah.
she's so happy that it was from within the Runway family.
This gets a little corporate for me. I'm like, brand, like, whoa, like,
Right.
can we not talk business?
Yeah, sure. Can
We
we
have
keep
a
it on
little
the
more
fun?
fun? Yeah.
Can we have a little more fun? And then of course we all think it's going to be Nigel,
And it's Jacqueline Fourier.
and he's devastated, and he says a line to Andy like, "She'll get me back one day." And Andy says, "Are you sure?" And he's
Yeah.
like, "What does he say?" Like, "No."
No. And then Andy's lipstick looks correct, by the way.
Yeah. She has beautiful lips.
Her face looks like a
Disney.
Disney
It's crazy.
cartoon.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's really crazy.
Is that airbrushing?
I don't know. I think she just I mean, who knows what work has been done.
Right.
But she just has beautiful lips.
She's that way.
She's that way. Some girls are that way. And then we get into the limo.
So then we are in a limousine.
In the limousine.
We're riding.
We're riding. I just ride. We hear Lana Del Rey's Ride.
So that's when Lana enters the film. She plays the limousine driver.
And then we see the thing open, and she's like, "Where are you guys going?"
And that's when this film becomes a lot more experimental than people give it credit, because it's like, there's Lana, and she's doing a full Jersey accent in Paris. And she's like, "Where are you guys off to? Can I get you anything?" Excuse me.
She clears her.
And she clears her throat. And then she actually coughs up a lung. And I don't mean that as a figure of speech. Like, a lung comes out of her mouth.
Coughs up a lung, and
They
then the
crash.
and then the doors, and then when the thing closes, and then they begin their conversation. They actually don't answer her. They just continue the
Oh,
conversation.
that's right. They don't crash. The car keeps driving.
The car keeps driving.
They don't acknowledge the lung.
No.
And then they get into the...
We get into this pivotal last scene, of course,
Which is where, of course...
which is, you know,
Everyone wants to be
us.
Oh, and on Wikipedia they said the original line was "Everyone wants to be me," and Meryl changed it to "us."
on the spot.
Yeah.
That's
Does
so
that
interesting.
gag you?
Gags me, and of course, I think the gag of the whole fucking movie is when she says, "I could never do what you did to Nigel. I could never do that." And then she goes, "Yes, you did. You already did that to Emily."
To Emily.
Damn,
Wait, the wait. How does she say it? It's like, "You already did." To Emily. Like, she's weirdly like up and
Yeah.
kind of like not so subtle with that. To Emily.
And
Which
then-
she didn't. Like, she was forced to do that.
Right,
Like, Emily
but-
got hit by a car.
Well, sure, but I think that she had her moral compass led her in the direction of like
What could she have done though?
she
Like,
could've-
Emily wasn't
yeah.
going. She got hit by a car.
Well, you're right, and also like, I mean, I think she still would have done it had
Or
she
could
not
Emily?
been hit by. I actually don't know. I think they didn't need her to get hit by a car.
Oh, so you think she shouldn't have been hit by the car?
No.
Oh, because she actually was. She did do it
Assigned.
because she
She
was
was told
calling
to.
Emily to tell her
Yeah.
that
It's just a double
she's
whammy.
going to Paris.
She picked up the
and
call
then
and got
Emily
hit by a
gets hit by
car.
the car. That's right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. No,
right,
my bad.
Right.
It's important to
So then, of
admit
course,
when you're wrong.
Anne leaves.
And leaves.
We see her calling. Miranda calls her.
She throws it.
Throws it into the fountain.
That part.
That part. Into her sidekick.
We're all
Right.
hoping to get to that moment one day.
And
It'll
then-
never come.
And then she's back in New York.
And this is where things sort of get weird for a sec.
yeah.
Because it's like she interviewed at this place, but she's maybe moving to Boston.
Well, so the first conversation we see her waiting for someone to arrive.
Right.
She's meeting, of course.
Like, am
Green.
I
She's waiting for Grenier to arrive.
waiting for Grenier,
Waiting for
which
Grenier.
was the inspiration for Waiting for
Godot.
Godot.
Certainly. She's waiting for Gren.
She's grinning.
The Grens now.
She's in Greenwich
She's
Village.
She's of course in Greenwich Village.
She headed
and
to
then
Greenwich.
She's headed to Greenwich.
And that's
Grenadine.
when Grenadine arrives. on the
Grenadine
silver-
arrives on the scene. And she apologizes. She says that it didn't work out, that she has a job interview. And then he tells her that he's the new sous chef at this fucking restaurant in Boston.
It's like,
And then-
Queen, why wouldn't you want to work at a restaurant in New York?
I know,
though?
Queen, like, that's not a step up.
That's a
Gren.
step down.
Gren, that's a step down.
Like, Gren, you are a sinking ship, and
Mhm.
Anne needs to abort.
And then Anne is like, well, who's going to make me grilled cheeses? And he's like, oh, I'm pretty sure they have cheese in Boston. And then it's like,
It's
don't
like,
go to Boston.
First of all, Boston sucks.
Boston's
Take it
awful.
from me. Second of all, actually, those two though would be happy there. They're the
In
type
Boston?
where it's like, yeah,
They'd-
go there.
they'd
Like,
thrive.
you guys need.
Well,
to.
she's gonna be doing like stories on like the janitors union and like that's
She's
gonna
doing
bring
more work on the janitors union. There's more to say. Like, I guess the janitors are still figuring some things out,
So something tells me she's gonna be brought to Boston on a story. You know?
but she's still gonna live in New York. I mean, long
I don't
distance
know.
doesn't work.
Long
Take it from
distance.
me.
I know, Boston. New York to Boston. It's not that far, but it's like far enough.
Oh, which reminds me, like, so he just forgives her,
He forgives her.
and I was thinking, like, why couldn't
Do you think she'll ever tell him
I
about
have been
Chris?
forgiven?
Oh, sure.
That's
Yeah.
what I. That's where I went with that.
That's where you went with that.
Why couldn't I have been forgiven?
I mean, ultimately, like,
I just couldn't.
and it's okay. Like,
It's tea.
it's tea. It's not meant to be.
No,
It really, it's not.
that's not.
It's not for you.
And now I'm gonna burn all my bridges with this book that I'm writing. So it's
gonna be
really
perfect.
gonna be over after that.
It's okay. It's okay. It brought you to that. It brought you to the book. You know?
Can I just say a few things?
Yes, of course.
The screenplay is
Yeah.
by Aline Brosh McKenna.
Yep.
Who
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
her other most notable credit. Oh, did she do Crazy Ex-Girlfriend?
Yeah.
She also did We Bought a Zoo. So I just
So
wanted
snack
to
on that.
No, take a snack. Snack that out. Lauren Weisberg wrote the novel. The director and the cinematographer are also from the Sex and the City family with Patricia Fields.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
What else did I want to say about the back end? I guess I've really mostly covered these things. Yeah. But so for the Oscar for lead actress, this is a huge, important
Year.
thing for me. Like, I'm gonna do a different episode about Best Actress that I'll
Okay.
go into it deeper here. But like, this is kind of the core of my
Yeah, talk to me.
Oscar beliefs, which is the nominees that year. Do you have any interest in trying to guess, or is that not possible?
The nominees
for
for this year.
2007.
This is the lead actress.
Yeah.
I like don't.
Yeah.
I'm not good with dates.
No, I mean, neither am I. Like,
Yeah.
how would you? But so it's Meryl for Devil Wears Prada. It's Judi Dench for Notes on a Scandal, who actually
Did she win? She didn't win.
no.
That's
The winner will be the last name I say, and
Okay.
it's the worst performance ever in the most boring movie.
Okay.
Kate Winslet, Little Children. That's not what I'm
Wow.
talking about. Penelope Cruz,
Okay.
Voltaire, which is
Okay.
incredible. And then this is the winner, Helen Mirren for The Queen, which is so fucking boring.
You know what? The Academy is so obsessed with people playing historical figures that it's just always going to go to them for that role.
Stupid as
But
fuck.
I mean, to hear Meryl and Judi Dench
I know.
for Notes. Notes is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I know we
talked
honestly
about that. We
come
could've
back
talked-
on and we'll do notes.
Yeah, we could talk about Notes.
Yeah, notes needs to be done.
Needs to be done.
Yeah.
That is upsetting. And Anne not nominated. No.
And not nominated.
No, that's okay.
Which, like,
It's fine.
that's
She was
right.
good.
Yeah,
She was good.
She's good, but if I'm thinking, like, ever since
Emily?
I heard this Renee Zellweger thing, the more I think about it, I'm like,
Yeah.
Renee Zellweger might have been better.
Yeah.
Because I love Anne,
Yeah.
of course, but if I'm honest, like, she is a little too pretty for the role.
For Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little bit, like,
It's laughable.
it's laughable because it's like the believability of the story is kind of thrown out the window from the first moment because
For
it's
sure.
like Anne Hathaway is
Ugly.
so
I
breathtakingly
know.
beautiful. It's like shocking,
Totally. And Disney-esque.
especially in this.
Yeah. Agreed.
Like the way lipstick sits on her
lap.
mouth.
Pillows. It's like pillows.
I know. She and her skin is just so
It's gorgeous.
smooth.
Perfect.
Like,
That's perfect.
yeah.
So then we get to the end. We get to the end.
So
of
we
the
get to
movie.
the end.
And then
Oh, the end though.
yeah, and she's walking by after her interview in that like brown leather jacket, turtleneck,
And she
combo.
sees Meryl,
Yeah.
and Meryl is saying what she says basically the whole movie, which is like, I don't understand why it's so challenging. Like, she's always saying like, I don't understand why it's so challenging.
Yeah.
That's basically the dialogue she's saying the whole movie.
because she's operating at a different level.
Yeah,
than
and she's like,
everyone
I don't
else.
get why you can't do it.
Why can't you have things ready for me when I want them?
Right.
You know. And
But-
then she sees they
They
lock
see-
eyes.
they lock eyes.
For a moment, and she doesn't really even. She like it's actually kind of a genius moment for Meryl because she like it's like she acknowledges her, but she doesn't do anything. It's almost like she wrote that glowing review for her for this job.
Right. Oh, that made me like cry when the guy is
Yeah.
like, and if you don't hire, you're the dumbest man in the world.
Yeah.
And then he goes, you must have done something right. And I was like, holy fuck.
Right. So it's like the two of them share this beautiful moment, and then she says, "Go." That's the last line of the movie.
Well, yeah, and okay, so she's saying, I don't understand why it's so challenging to get my car when I ask for it. And she's on her phone, and she's kind of doing this thing where she's like acting like she's so intently in her phone conversation so that she doesn't have to like acknowledge anyone else around her on the sidewalk. And like I've done that. Like we do that.
Yeah, of course.
Like it's a great way
course.
to avoid conversation.
Yep.
And she's in the car. And she has it's the first time she smiles the whole movie,
Totally.
I think. Except maybe when she fake smiles at Jacqueline Foyer.
Jacqueline Foyer. Yeah.
And she smiles, and then she goes, go.
And that's it.
That's it.
And that's the whole fucking
That's
movie.
the whole movie.
And
It's perfect.
it's just a perfect movie.
It should have had a screenplay nomination.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
not fair that it didn't.
I don't know why it didn't.
And it should have had an Emily Blunt. Those would be the ones
Emily
I'd add.
Blunt nom.
And picture.
Yeah.
It should have had picture
Yeah.
nom.
No.
It should have had Meryl win.
Yep.
Because then that paves the way. I think Meryl beats Rooney Mara
She does.
for the Iron Lady.
Yes. Yes.
When Rooney was up for Girl with the Dragon, which
Yeah.
we needed some dragon
That's right.
winning.
We need some dragon winning. For sure.
But yeah, it's heaven.
It's heaven. Again, the movie I'll watch more than anything. Really. Bad and Legal.
That and Legal. I mean, those are the two films.
Yeah, they are.
And Legal is kind of sunlight, and
Yeah.
Devil is moonlight.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Anything else we need to know about this movie before we wrap things up with our reassessment of the 8? Because we tend to go back
let's
and
get
to
into
see
the
if we
reassessment of the 8.
changed. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think we've covered
I think
it
we've covered
all.
it.
I think we really did.
So are you different
Yeah.
now after doing this? If not, that's okay. Also, we sometimes open it up to the 5, which is the Big Littles, and we sometimes open it up to like the 4.3, which is like whoever is on and just like that.
Babbling.
I actually feel like pretty confident in my original answer. Is that wild?
You're sticking with Shush.
I'm sticking with show. Although, wait, let me think.
I'm
about
feeling
this.
a little bit like what's her face? What's her name again? Shailene Woodley.
Interesting.
Because I
of
feel
the
like
top.
broken down
Oh,
by
interesting.
my nasal passages.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually suddenly feeling a little bit like more low key.
Yeah.
You know what I'm kind of feeling like? I'm gonna be honest.
I know what you're gonna say.
Nicole
Oh,
in Little.
because of the abuse.
Big Little. Well, not because of the abuse, but just because she's like her character is like kind of a little bit more wistful.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
Feeling
I thought
that
you were
right
gonna
now.
say Zoe.
Oh, Zoe. There's always Zoe. I forget about her.
You had the chance to say Zoe
I had
and
this
you
chance.
didn't.
Yeah, but maybe it is Zoe, but I don't.
No,
I
I think you're Nicole right now.
Yeah, do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Even though I am sitting, I'm kind of. Well, this was a pleasure.
Thanks
I love
for
you.
coming on the pod. I
Yeah.
love you. You're everything.
You're everything. You
I'm
are.
so excited for the future
Me too.
between us.
Me too, baby.
I love you.
Love you
Thank
too.
you.
Of course.
Goodbye, Babbles.
Bye.
And thank you so much.
I'm gonna talk about all the things that I wanna talk about. We'll just keep talking. We'll just keep talking. Just keep talking. Talking. For so long. Ow, we're babbling on. We're babbling
Babbling On is created, produced, and edited by Hilton Dresden. The theme song is by Benny Cotoletta, featuring Callie Baker, and is produced by Benny Cotoletta and Jack Krause. The artwork is by Hilton Dresden. Audio consultation from Kenzie Woodrow and Dallas Seeker. Special thanks to Alec Cohen, Natalie Rodder-Leitman, Molly Montgomery, Nick Krause, and to everyone who has subscribed to Babbling On the Substack and refused to shut the fuck up.